Welcome back. Another episode, C-Suite Unfiltered.
Dude, I already have my non-financial advice locked and loaded.
I got a lot of non-financial advice.
Really?
I feel like the gears have been turning. So I feel like when I'm busier, I have like more ideas. It's kind of like a snowball effect. Does that ever happen?
No.
Well, I feel like
when I'm less busy, I get way more ideas.
Okay, fair enough. I think for me, it's a snowball effect because like, maybe, you know, some of the turnarounds you go to, what I see is like when owners are down, they don't like think to do anything, if you will. They're just like, oh, I'm down, or I don't know what to do, or I didn't even think of that idea. But then sometimes you have these owners that are like spinning their wheels and they have so many ideas because they're just busy. I think I might be that type of person. Like the busier I get, the more I want to do, the more ideas I have. So I don't know.
It's summer, so I'm running outside more.
Nice.
And when I run, that's when I get all my ideas. I
go.
come back with just lists of stuff to do.
Do you just type it in your phone?
Oh yeah,
or
dude.
you
My
voice
list
note it?
every single Saturday now when I'm running, it's just like a list of like, do this, like little stuff and then big stuff, and like it's fun.
I like that.
Ideas for conference, changes in webinars. I need to add this slide in here.
Yeah. Well, you brought up conference.
Yeah.
Did you post this everywhere or just in a story?
I just threw it in there.
Okay.
Just slid it in there.
Can we say it?
John Taffer's coming.
John Taffer is coming to
Blue Collar Summit.
Blue Collar Summit.
Yeah.
I am thrilled about that.
Yeah, dude.
I'm very excited. So, what was the reasoning behind securing him?
The Hormozis are just too busy. And I think they're declining basically everything.
Hopefully John doesn't watch this.
Yeah.
You were second.
Yeah. We love you, John. But you know, I think in a few weeks everyone will see why they're kind of canceling everything. They got big projects they're working on. So understandable. And so yeah, John was like kind of like the one who was like, okay, the only other person I would really want there that kind of like aligns with everything I'm doing like, would be him.
Okay. And you know, we've obviously talked about it before, not to beat a dead horse, turnarounds, kind of a
bar rescue.
Kind of a version of bar rescue in the home service.
We're handing off the baton, baby.
Yeah, the profit to bar rescue to turnarounds.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful thing.
If the profit and the bar rescue had a baby, it'd just be the turnaround show.
Yeah, I'm like ecstatic that he gets to speak. He's very engaging, obviously a big presence, and just phenomenal in terms of his education. So very excited about that. All right, well, we'll dive in. Someone asked this in the comments, actually my buddy Braden, who's on the pod.
I haven't been looking at the comments. I apologize.
It's all good.
I've been in this recent cleanse. I actually, you know what? I'll be honest. I had the C-suite was on the chopping block for stuff that needed to get cut, and I didn't put it in that category.
No, I mean, you could. We don't get that many comments. You know, we need to get the engagement up. Yeah, so Braden commented, hey, we would love to know your thoughts on Skool.
Oh, okay.
Skool.
Yeah.
So this is an Alex Hormozi project. So you would probably know more about it than I do. So if you look it up, this is one thing I wanted to do. I was like, you know, I've never actually been to the website. Like, I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah.
And so I just went to the website, and I'll put up the screenshot. It just says skool.com, discover communities, and then it just kind of looks like YouTube thumbnails.
Yeah.
Not super educational. There's just a sign up. There's a login button. There's a create your own button, and discover communities. There's not a whole lot of, I guess, functionality. Even if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can see community, affiliates, careers, privacy. You would think there would be like a mission statement or like this product is great for, or you should join because. So what do you know about Skool.com?
So I knew about Skool years ago. I actually really considered putting, instead of using the Facebook group for Augusta Nation, using Skool.
Okay.
Because there's several elements that are actually really positive in terms of like engagement and notifications and things, and to be like a pure form instead of having where Facebook you have a gazillion other things, so people get distracted when they go on Facebook. So I did consider that, and I actually knew that when he launched the Skool games, Alex, that if we just switched over to Skool and did our payments through like the franchise, I could immediately blow out every single person and just win the whole thing. But it was a matter of, the reason I didn't switch over a few years ago was twofold. One, from a community perspective, it required too much friction because everyone already has Facebook. But like 95% of our owners already have Facebook. So it's like there's less friction. Just like, hey, click on this link and sign up. Versus click this, download this app. You're gonna put all your information. You're gonna have to get used to the UI,
separate logins.
Yeah, all that.
Yep.
The second thing is from a a monetization standpoint. So take off Augusta Nation, like the community aspect for a second, and look more at like building an online school, like an actual like courses, etc. I think they do great at communities, and that's the thing that they actually are uniquely capable of. The actual creation of like courses and material to sell, I'm gonna give them a B minus. I think they'll improve the product over time, but unless it's changed in the past month, there's things like you can't actually upload video; you have to embed video. So you'd have to upload it on like Vimeo or YouTube and then embed it on Skool.
Yep. Versus
Versus other programs like I use Teachable. It's very similar product. There's a lot of other products like Skool.
Right.
Like I would say it's in a community of like 20 other products that are of the same size, if not bigger, and then probably 200 very comparable products. That being said, when you look at like say Copilot, similar thing. There's like a lot of different other options. And so what I think of Skool is Alex will make it great in the long term. And I think he will bend it towards making money versus the community aspect.
Okay.
And I think if he does that, he'll do that in, this is just my guess. I have no idea. FYI, just because we have the same coach doesn't mean I have inside information. Like I'm just guessing. I think he'll bend it that way because the value of that audience member is so much greater. And when you think about going to like say post-secondary education, you think about you do it so that you can get a job and make more money. When you think about joining a community, and it's very much around free stuff, like a lot of their communities, I understand it's like easy to get people in, like free, but it's also like you don't go to a college education and like brag about your free education. You pay for it and you get certified. And like there's a barrier of entry there. And so I have a feeling, especially with he's been doing with his content, he's gonna push like, instead of discover communities, it's like make money online. And it's like learn, like educate, like you know, kind of like let's kind of stick it to the education system. I think if they go that route, especially with the name of the business, like Skool, it's like, yeah, we can't even spell school. We're just like doing this like underground, you know, kind of rebel type university thing. That would, in my opinion, be the route it goes. And if they do that, I think they have a really good shot at like actually being competitive against universities and colleges versus right now, it feels much more like a message board and much more like a community group thing. And I don't know. I don't know any of the metrics in the back end. So like, I don't know, but I would imagine that the value of someone looking to make money online is so much greater than someone just like wanting to learn about gardening in a free group on Skool. But I have no idea. So.
Okay. Yeah, this is an article. It's a review article, and it says Skool is an innovative online community platform that provides interactive learning and networking. It is a dynamic space where you can create courses, foster discussions, and build a community of like-minded people. So it says that you can try it for free, but whenever I see the ads, everybody says, well, no, you have to pay or you have to sign up or this, that, or the other.
If you want to be the creator.
Got it.
Right. So if you want to actually create a group, then it costs. But I'm 99.9% sure that you can just join it for free and then join as many groups and things that you would want.
Okay.
And some of them are free groups and the other ones you pay for.
Yeah. Yeah. Like this, like looking at the discovery page, the top one is $22 a month. Then the next one is free. Then the next one's $1 a month. Yeah. So just kind of interesting. What is the value that you see in Skool? Like kind of personally, but also business perspective. Like for you, is there any personal value in Skool?
Like if I was to make
use
a
it
community?
Or be a creator? Yeah.
Oh, for me to use it, man, that's tough.
Probably pretty low for you because all your stuff's on Teachable. The franchise.
I think a lot of it is entry level stuff.
Yeah.
Which is where the vast majority of like 95% of the audience is looking to make $100,000 online or less, right? So I feel like it'd be difficult to go on there with high ticket and like high value, like that sort of thing. But I think it could change over time. And then in terms of like me creating on there, I feel like the value gets a little bit watered down.
Yeah.
Like if you go to like landscapebusinesscourse.com, it feels like its own thing. And then when you click on like to register and everything, it feels like its own like course. Like you don't go to YouTube, you don't go to Vimeo, everything's there. Yeah. I can do quizzes. The community aspect is where Skool shines. The ability to like comment and like the group environment and the sociability of it. So I just think if they can just pair that with a better model for like actual education and I just don't know, like I'm never gonna drive my audience to Skool because they're distracted by 1,000 other courses. Right. I want it to look like mine. like my school. So there's a way to do that, and there is a way to like tie in your school in the back end of the kind of what I was Teachable. So you come to landscapebusinesscourse.com, definitely looks like mine. You then sign up. When you sign up, it logs you into Teachable. But like Teachable isn't like a community thing. It's like it's a course, it's a school, it's education, it's quizzes. And so I think it's just different. I think it's going to move more in the direction of like higher value, higher ticket, more business, make money. Because that's why people go to school in general.
Yep.
So,
yeah. I do want to just like kind of poke fun because if you go to the Discover page, it ranks like the biggest or best or fastest growing communities. I don't know.
It's very entry level.
I don't know what their algorithm is.
Yeah, it's
but
very entry level.
So number 6. Just number 6 ranking on Skool is the High Vibe Tribe, a community of dedicated to raising of their vibration, healing, and letting go of limitations,
Wowzers.
Creating freedom.
To each their own.
And then this might be my personal favorite. This is number 15.
This is the guy one.
This is
the alpha, whatever.
This is Adonis Skool.
Oh yeah.
Get everything you need to attract your dream goal: business, brotherhood, seduction.
Yeah. Oh, mercy.
So let me join. And that's $129 a month.
$129. Let's go.
Yeah. So learning about seduction with a bunch of dudes. I just from a strictly consumer's perspective, if you will, I am not a business owner. I looked at it and I was like, I saw the ads. I'm like, okay, I respect Alex Hormozi. Anything he puts his name on, I'm going to look into. And then I went to Skool.com and I was like, what is this? I was like, this looks like a weird YouTube.
I will say this. You
community
bet, you
Reddit.
bet on the jockey. Alex will make it great.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that in 12 to 24 months, it'll look different and it'll look way better.
Yeah.
The same way that like if someone looked at Copilot, especially a few months ago, and even to now, you could say the ton of competition, it looks very similar, blah, blah, blah. Like we will make it great.
Yeah.
And so I will bet on that. I'm not using the product. I keep my eye on it. I see what they're doing in terms of ads. It's obviously working. But like right now he's saying about 32% of users that join make their first dollar online. Well, you need to make $100 to make back your investment because like it's $100 per month. So is it 100? Maybe 10% of people get over $100 a month. So then that means the other 90% will probably end up leaving in terms of paying creators, right? So it's very much of like a 1% of them probably make up 80% to 95% of the income. And so I think that a lot of people will join with the expectation of making money, not make money, and then leave bad. There'll be some bad karma around that. But I think if they improve the value, like the way that the system works, and it's much more of a university feel, because like there's billions of dollars, trillions of dollars to be made in university and at college. I'd go after that market, not like, figure out how to do your gardening online and make $5 a month. Like I would put the threshold like, hey, it's a minimum of $99 a month or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know the data, and I just know that they are crushing it in terms of their ad return, like return on ad spend, and they're doing really good. So I think he'll like crush on the current value prop based upon his authority and influence, and then he'll actually change the product. I have a feeling that's going to happen.
Do you feel that creators could potentially, and just using you for example, could just repost their existing content and make money off of it? Like you could go back.
You assume that people are scrolling through Skool just looking for stuff to buy.
Right. But I'm saying, could you make a community, like Andy's, start to build a new community of people that maybe hadn't heard of you but found you through Skool, and you're just posting old videos?
That's the assumption. You are assuming people are finding you on Skool. I don't think that's a huge community. I don't think there's a huge audience looking on Skool, never heard of Mike Andes, and buying from me.
Okay. And
so I feel like if I'm going to make a Skool community, I am simply splitting the attention from what I already have in terms of my audience going to certain places.
Okay.
And I would rather them go to landscapebusinesscourse.com, which Mike Andes, versus go to Skool and see 1,000 other communities, and now my product is going to be ranked up against Adonis whatever and other cheaper products for $1 a month or free and all the rest of it. And so I feel like you're sending people to the Goodwill versus being like, go to my Apple store where like it's just Apple and it's just premium and it's just me. And so they're going to figure this out. I have no doubt about it. But personally, as a creator right now, this could be fixed, but the biggest sticking point for me right now, like in terms of putting my course on there, is I do not want to just embed videos.
Right.
I want the videos hosted on the platform. The challenging part at $99 a month, they might not have the bandwidth to actually store videos for creators. Right? Fair. Like I can make courses and all sorts of, I pay more though on Teachable, but like I have everything hosted there versus me just making web pages where I embed videos. Yeah. And that could have changed. I just want to make it clear. Yep. But I actually think they need to go up market. This is my 2 cents stupid opinion.
Yeah.
I think they need to have a $99 per month version. And they might already have this. I could be completely wrong here. But I think they should make like a $299 version. Because people like me would consider it if there was certain things like I could embed the back end to my current site. I could upload and host my videos. I could keep all my members selectively on my school only instead of joining all these other communities. So I think they'll figure this stuff out. And I think right now it's attracting 99% of people aren't gonna make a lot of money, and they aren't going to they're entry level. Like when I run ads, for example, like okay. We'll just use our example since we just did it. Yeah. The franchise webinar we did the other day, right? Every single person that joined is a business owner. 95% of people that came from the Facebook ads were looking to start their business. Like it's people that come from that environment are like, they're wanting to start. They're wanting to quit their job. They're wanting to become their own boss. But that audience value is so low because they can't buy anything. And so I think that's what they're going to, I think they'll elevate the experience, the brand of Skool, and then they'll go up market. The same thing with Copilot will happen. Like eventually Copilot will be a premium product in terms of pricing. We just have to fix the product, but they'll do the same thing at Skool, in my opinion. Just, okay, predictions, here we go. Predictions, 12 months, it'll be a minimum. There'll be another option at Skool to pay like 3 times as much. And they'll go up market. They'll go after people like me that want premium stuff on the courses that they right now can't even afford to offer. So like, for example, at Copilot, we're doing all this like onboarding and like you have all these live Zoom calls. You can't do that when you're charging someone $150 a month. It's impossible. You have to do product-led growth, which is like click these buttons and watch these videos. When you're doing one-on-one onboarding and training and we coaching calls and like goal setting with our users, you usually need to be above 5,000 ACV. Like you need to have $5,000 a year that you're at least making annual contract value for each customer. So we're not even close to that. We're like at 3,000. And so we will have to go up market. The same way I think Skool will go up market, go after that 1%, because there's more people in that 1% that can make way more money. And they'll drive way bigger audiences, but they'll have to come after people like me that already have an audience, not people just getting started that want to get people for $1 a month or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. I would say,
dude, I just want to make a very good point because like I know some people in his team listen to my stuff.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't see any data. I don't see any of the metrics. The same way that people would hypothesize and say stuff that I should do at Copilot, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Fair enough. And if anybody from his team listens to this, just know his dumb co-host is just probing. Like I know nothing. I like literally I've done no research. I've seen some of the ads.
I know it. I know whatever they are currently doing is working very well.
Cool.
I know that much.
Nice. But if you are on Skool and you want to join a community,
did you start one?
No. No free ads. Green industry professionals.
Okay, yeah.
Started by Connor Hutchison.
Yeah.
He's got 19 members.
Let's go.
So very cool. All right. That is Skool, at least what I know about Skool. So I wanted to jump into another topic here. This is something, we're going to go back to the Reels. You know, I've been showing you Reels, TikToks, things of that nature. Yeah. This is one that I saw recently, and I titled it, I titled it in my notes here, Blue Collar versus McDonald's. So I'd love to see what your thoughts are on this.
Okay.
Quick question. We had the 3 10-piece McNugget meals from earlier. You did such a great job. They were delicious. I figured since the fryer's still on, could you just like do 3 more 10-piece McNuggets? Awesome. Yeah. What do you mean it's going to be $30? This is bad business. You're already here. Just put them in the fryer.
I love it.
All right. So watch that. I put it on the screen there. You got a guy, he's at McDonald's and he's like, hey, I'm already here. Why can't you just make me a few more McNuggets? They were great. Why do you feel that people treat home service providers, lawn care providers? I've had those comments. I'm sure you have, as one of your, former field guys, project managers, we're doing a project and they're like, oh, can you just throw this in? Can you do that? Can you trim that tree? Oh, can you clean up that area? I know it wasn't in the bid, but you're already here. Why do you feel that people can do that in the home service industry, but they'd never do that to McDonald's? Because McDonald's would be like, no, we don't give away free McNuggets.
2 things, size of business and then variable cost structure. So size of business, they're never going to do it to McDonald's because they know that every other there's a value. Like, there's 1,000 other stores that are selling the exact same price, So like as a customer, it's like, I can't haggle with these people. They have all their pricing nailed down. So the smaller the business, typically you're gonna have more haggling. And so we've even seen like at Command Center, like less and less people are haggling or like trying to ask for discounts because they're like, oh, like, this is part of a bigger brand. I'm not even talking to the owner. Like, I can't haggle with this person. Second thing is the fact that they see us as variable. Like, they know that there is no additional product cost or hard cost to getting a little mulch, can you spread that a little further? Can you trim that bush down a little further or whatever? Because there isn't a product associated. There's not an actual nugget being exchanged. There's just simply like time. And so there's variable costs, which means to us, we do more work. It does cost us more, but there's not hard costs. So like, I think most customers wouldn't ask for 2 more yards of mulch, but they would ask you to spread the mulch a little further, right? Because the hard cost of the mulch, they understand that is going to cost you something, but they do not attribute the variable cost of labor to spreading it or doing a little bit more as necessary to have to pay more for. They're saying, oh, can't you just put a little more effort into it? And so I think that's probably the 2 major things.
You're giving the consumer too much credit.
Okay.
I just feel that like you're right from a technical analysis standpoint, but I don't think consumers view it that way. I think it actually speaks really true to your mission statement. The mission statement of Augusta is that we want to raise the level of professionalism in the lawn care landscape and home services industries in general. I think that it's just, you're not seen as a professional. You don't have set pricing, and I can bend you over a barrel to get what I want, basically.
But the reason you don't have set pricing is because you have variable cost structure and because you're so small and you're desperate for work. Like if you have work booked out for 5 weeks, you have leads pouring in, you're not going to going to bend anything. Yeah. So the only reason that someone can negotiate with you is because you don't have enough leads coming in. And so fix the root of the problem, which is like get big enough to where people will not negotiate with you and get so many leads coming in that you literally, if someone negotiates, like go fly kite. Yeah. And so it's a solvable problem, but if you're small and you don't have enough leads, you're going to get beat up.
And what would be your piece of advice to an owner that, has these situations happen maybe on a regular basis with their customers? What's the best way to handle it?
Hit capacity and book yourself out.
Yeah.
So like you probably have excess capacity, so that way you're needing leads. You've hired too many people or you have too many trucks and equipment. So either A, if you're just solo, you need to like go sell to fill the capacity. Because once you're at capacity, it means like I don't need the jobs. I'm full. And then if you raise prices and all your customers stay, you actually are like, if you want to negotiate, go fly a kite. Like I am full. Yeah. I am already working to capacity. It's like fill the capacity. The reason you are the most profitable at capacity is because you don't need the work. And when you don't need the work, you charge what you're worth. And when you charge what you're worth, you make a higher profit margin. Yeah. And so that's why I always say like, fill your schedule to capacity. And until you've done that and raised your prices, you cannot judge your business. And that's what people give up. They're like, it's like, look, if you would have just like cut 1 or 2 trucks out, reduce capacity, now you're at capacity, all your guys are working busy, all your trucks are out throughout the day, and then you raise prices, you'd probably immediately double or triple your profits. And so I would say like, either reduce capacity so you're going to hit it, or sell so that you hit capacity. So when someone negotiates with you, you're like, forget you, dude. Like, I don't care. I am so booked out. I have all these customers coming. I just raised prices and everyone stayed. And so you have way more confidence.
Do you think, given that, you started your response by, as I said, giving the consumer too much credit, do you think that most customers can sense
100%.
that?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Really?
If you pick up your phone and you're out working in the field, and they know they're talking to an owner-operator, they're going to negotiate. I do that, dude. Yeah. Like, it's not a matter of disrespect. It's just like, I am going to negotiate, and if I know there's a chink in the armor, baby, we're going for it. And it's a matter of pride. Yeah. It's not because I disrespect the contractor. It's like a matter of pride that I get a discount. Yeah. Like, you could make up a number, just inflate it by double so that I can get a 10% discount and feel great about myself. Yeah. And so, if people see the chink in the armor, like for example, if McDonald's started doing like name your own pricing, people would forever want to name their own price. Yeah. They'd want to negotiate. And so if one time you do, if there's a chink in the armor, if they can hear the mower in the background while you're like, what's that, Mr. Jones? Oh yeah. Next Thursday, I'm not sure. Let me check my schedule. They know immediately they can start negotiating on price because you don't have stuff buttoned down. Yeah. That's why at Commands are like, we've seen a massive reduction in amount of people negotiating because like people call in, they've talked to Max, now they're talking to an agent. They know they're not talking to the owner, and the owner's never going to hear from them in terms of being able to negotiate. And Command Center reps can be like, sorry, this is the price. This is what you're going to get. do you want it or not? Like, we're booked out far. You're probably gonna be on 3 or 4 weeks. If you book today, 3 or 4 weeks, it might be 5 weeks if you book next week. So like, do you want to get on or not? And so I just think, the customers can sense 100%. If I'm talking to an owner operator when I'm like working on my construction stuff with the real estate, you better believe I'm going to negotiate. Yeah. I know they can just knock the price. And once they do it one time, I'm in, baby. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I had that experience once when I was your estimator, because I think someone was testing me just to see, like, very nice house, ocean view, and it was a treatment package.
No disrespect, they just want to polish the skills.
And they were like, well, what if we just did like the backyard? Well, the backyard was like 80% of the property, right? Yeah. And I was like, we really can't do that. We're already at our lowest price, and if you really want our premium service, you're just gonna have to pay the price. And he was like, I like it, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I think it was just like, he had a really nice house, probably a business person. I think he was just testing me. And I was like, no, that's our price is our price. You can either take these treatments or not.
It's like when you go to the go get a car, you ask for financing prices, they give you all the rebates. You say, thank you, I'll take the rebates, and I'll pay it with cash. Like, it's a very easy negotiating tactic. Yeah. What he was doing is like, okay, if I can get a discount in the backyard, and then I can do like reverse engineer this. Okay, if he cuts it in half for the backyard, great, I'll take it, because the front yard's only half this. Like, it's like way smaller. Yeah. So, anyways,
yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, I think that's why I like the direction Augusta's going in. I have seen a lot less haggling at your locations for sure this spring. Now, obviously, it seems to have been a slightly slower spring. It's picking up now in terms of the timeline, right? It's been a delayed spring, I guess would be a better term. But I've seen way less in terms of like haggling for price, asking for discounts, which is a good thing. I think it just shows the shift of your location going from, okay, it used to be, owner operated, and then now it runs on the systems. You either take the price or you don't, you can walk. Yeah. So, all right, we'll switch it up here. We'll go from home services, blue collar labor.
Dude, I almost picked this up and had a drink.
Oh, nice.
Sorry.
Yeah, we should get like some beverages.
You need to change the logo on the YouTube.
Yeah, I'm attached to it. I don't know. Okay. Right. It's for the audio listeners, get a less loud logo.
Okay.
The visual. This is a more visual logo. We'll switch from blue collar labor to tech. Okay. All right. So this is an article from Yahoo Finance. Apple OpenAI in talks to add ChatGPT to iPhones. So Apple is reportedly closing a deal with OpenAI to include its technology on iPhones. The companies are set to finalize the terms of an agreement to include ChatGPT on iOS 18. ChatGPT is among the leading AI services. As iPhone sales slumped last quarter, the partnership with OpenAI could be Apple's latest move to innovate the iPhone and increase sales. Thoughts?
I don't think they'll do too much here. Apple, because they get $20 billion a year just to be the default. Google pays Apple $20 billion a year just to be the default browser on iOS devices. And so they're like, ChatGPT can't pay $20 billion. They're worth maybe $100 billion right now. Maybe 150 if you stretch their valuation. And so they can't afford, they don't have the cash available to do that. So I would say they might use the technology, but I don't think they're going to replace the browser quite yet. And also, like, Google also is working on AI stuff. So like, if Apple can play this like game of like, hey, you still pay us $20 billion and you enforce all this great tech that's coming along with the game, great. And I also think Apple's like silently, like, they just shut down in their entire Titan division that works on the cars, and it's all those resources are going towards AI. Like, Apple is going to become a massive AI player, and so as per usual, they'll be late to the party, and then they'll perfect it. And so I think they're going to pull a lot of the stuff into like their goggles and all the rest of it. But yeah,
it's interesting. I was just kind of scrolling through the article, and I feel like this article, the person who wrote this was either like under the influence, or they use ChatGPT
to write
under the
article.
Influence to write the article.
The last sentence is, this article was generated by.
Yeah. It's kind of all over the place. But basically, yeah, they're getting at, it's kind of Apple versus Google, essentially, which you kind of touched on. So yeah, I think it'd be interesting. Have you noticed that because we use WhatsApp a lot for company communication?
Yeah, Meta AI.
On Facebook. Yeah, Meta AI.
It's across all platforms: Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, everything.
Yeah,
has Meta AI now.
Have you had any experiences with it yet? Have you tried
No,
it?
it's not great.
Yeah, so
It's not useful.
I had a weird instance with it.
I use it for search, and that's it.
Yeah, I use it for search or keyword search.
Yeah.
Especially in WhatsApp. It's like, oh, I know Mike sent me something about that, or I know
Yeah.
the team I
It's
needed
search.
to communicate. Yeah, it's search. It should be search.
Yeah.
I was on Facebook. I was talking to, it was Mother's Day. Shout out to the moms. I was talking to my mother-in-law and father-in-law. My father-in-law is a sheriff. And I wanted to tell him about this drug bust I saw on our local Whatcom County Sheriff's
Dude, did it
office.
pull it up while you were talking to them live?
What?
Okay, I thought you were gonna be video calling them, and it like heard you and pulled it up.
That would be interesting.
That would be sick, dude. You know when you're talking to someone and you can't like understand, like if you were like trying to mention a certain thing and like pops up, do you want to show the video? That would be sick.
That would be cool.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Yeah, we'll put a pin in that, come back to it. So I was like, okay, I know I saw on the Whatcom County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. So I was like, I go to Facebook, I'm like, Whatcom County Sheriff's Office, drug bust.
Yeah.
And it basically took me to a Meta AI thing asking if I was on drugs, if I needed help, or if I had, mental health issues because of drugs.
Yeah.
And I was like, great, now I'm flagged.
Yeah.
Now I'm flagged in some category, some drug user. And I was like, no, I'm trying to find the police department's Facebook page about a drug bust to show to my father-in-law because he'd be interested in it.
Yeah.
And I was just like frustrated. And then there was something else I was trying to do for Augusta. I was trying to look something up. I was like, I know I saw this on Facebook. And then it sent me the weirdest results that had nothing to do. So I'm frustrated by what I've seen with Meta. I don't want Apple to go the OpenAI route. Personally.
Yeah. Like honestly, all these companies are after search. Search has been monopolized by Google.
Right.
It makes up 90% of their profits. And so the valuation of Google is hinging on their ability to maintain search. Mm-hmm. And so they're going to lose market share, and it's already slipping. But like if you can maintain 90% of search, you have a huge you're going to have, they make money hand over fist on Google ads and YouTube ads and all the rest of it. But like they own search. And so all of these companies are doing is simply trying to take them down because it's such a profitable niche. It's like literally people are searching. So if they can get used to everyone searching things on Meta AI, and then be able to throw you ads. So it's like, obviously in this case, they're not going to pitch you drugs, but like
basically
they'd be able to pitch you stuff in that search, right? So that's what they're going after, because when you have intent to buy, the value to the advertiser is so ginormous. It's incredible. You can get we get between 10 and 20% impression to click through rate on say Google ads for lawn care landscaping. So like if 10 to 20% of people that when they search something are going to click on your ad, that is so valuable because they have intent to buy. Facebook doesn't have that. Many of these other companies don't have intent to buy ads. And it's just you get in front of people that might have interest or behaviors that are around your correct psychograph, but you don't. Anyways, that's what they're all after.
Yeah.
That's the money.
Is AI, though, the way in which AI wants to take over search? And it's not a takeover of search. It's an adaptation of search that they think is better. Are they taking the human element out of curiosity? They're trying to predict what you want. In this case, it predicted that I was on drugs and that I needed to seek medical attention.
Yeah.
And it's no, I was looking for something about drugs that was a drug bust.
Yeah.
So
it'll get better though. Eventually it will be where they would immediately have that. And in fact, if you were literally saying certain words, let me try to find that, and it would just pop up oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Based upon your search history, based upon what you just said, here's the video. And you could click to share and boom, it's that. That'll eventually happen. But right now it's still not great.
Yeah.
It is not. The thing is, too, all this technology is being used in the back end of Google search anyways. They're scanning millions of websites to get data in front of you that is relevant to what you just searched in seconds. People underestimate just how much AI is already built into Google search and YouTube search. There's so much there. They're already scanning transcripts of videos to be able to know what to pitch to people. If you say a certain word inside of a video, you can tank the video views just by saying one word. So it's because they're scanning everything already. Yeah.
Well, I want to go back to one of the first conversations you and I had about AI, because it did change my perspective on how I view it. You said that AI is basically a conglomeration of the average. So how do you feel that that's going to be better for the consumer when you aren't looking for the average? Does that make sense? If you're looking for the fringe results or the very specific thing that you want to find that is about a greater topic. Let's use, I don't know, like theology, for example, right? Yeah, you can find theology on like Christ, right? But what if you want to find specific things about his being and the dichotomy and whatever? Like, I don't want to get too in the weeds.
It comes down to prompting, right?
Yeah.
So to be like, I don't want the generic advice. Give me the far left or the far right version of this topic.
Yeah.
Right? So like, it just comes down to prompting. And then also it'll start to understand where you come from. So like, if you're always going on this certain path, it'll be like, okay, when he asks about this certain theology topic, he's going to like areas over this side of the aisle or whatever. And so it'll just start to understand what your preferences are.
Yeah, see, I don't like that though. And I know the algorithms already do that, right? It's targeted ads and things that you see. Like one thing I like, the social media I use the most for on a personal level is X, is Twitter. And there's 2 columns at the top. There's for you and then the ones you follow. Right. And you can flip between the 2. The ones I follow, sometimes I'm like, man, this is less engaging. And then the for you, I'm like, man, they're really serving me like exactly what I want. And I hate that at times because part of the reason I like to use X is because I follow accounts that are maybe more educational and maybe less engaging.
Right, but
so
it knows
because I'm trying to learn from those.
Right, but it knows which ones you've stopped at. It knows which ones you've clicked on. It knows which ones you stop and you actually read the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so that's why TikTok is so powerful. The algorithm is so dialed on terms of what you like. It's not about who you know or who you follow. It's what do you like, and it can track that so well, dude.
Yeah. I did TikTok.
That's why I don't even touch TikTok. I know the algorithm is so dialed, I don't even want to spend any time on it.
So I did TikTok for a while, mostly just because, people would send me them. And I was like, okay, it's just easier to click it and it pops it up.
Yeah.
Instead of like going to a browser, saying I don't want to create an account, clicking it, turning up the volume. I was like, I'll just get it. So I got it. I had it for probably 3-4 months. I honestly didn't enjoy it.
Really?
I don't want to be that guy. But the targeting, it didn't work for me.
How long did you watch stuff? Because if you watch videos for like 20 minutes, it gets dialed fast.
Oh yeah, see, I like a minute or 2. Like I'd watch the one that got sent to me,
right,
and then maybe do 1 or 2 flicks, and then I'd be like, okay,
if you watch TikTok as a new account for 20 to 30 minutes, you've now entered the rabbit hole. They get dialed so quick because they're like, okay, so like if he does this, like and just skips really quickly, why? Okay, let's not show him any videos with those words. Let's bring in this. Okay, he stayed a little long. Okay, well, let's dial this. It just gets so quick and so good.
Yeah.
It's so much better than shorts. It's so much better than reels in terms of the algorithm, in terms of like just how dialed it is. All those other technologies I think will get good as well, but it's ahead of the curve.
Well, and their incentive is to keep you on the platform.
100%.
So they're not going to do what I was saying with my X follows, is that I will follow more educational accounts that like, maybe when I'm tired and it's a long day, I don't want to sit and read a post about a certain stock.
Yeah.
But I follow that account because I know it's educational. Yeah. But their incentive is, okay, he saw it, he didn't read the whole post and scrolled, so we won't show him that anymore. Right. And I don't like that because like I follow certain accounts for education. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but as a business, they want you to be on the platform more so they can serve you up more ads.
Yeah.
So they just want you on the platform longer.
Exactly. That's fair. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see the way it goes. I personally, as a religious iPhone user, I don't want OpenAI yet. Yeah. I can see it down the road. I like search because I feel that I'm good with search.
You feel like you're in control. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. But I also I don't know. I was frustrated by some of the searches I've done recently with the new Meta plugin that I'm just like, this is dumb. It's not intuitive. Once it becomes intuitive, I think I will be fine relinquishing control. Yeah. But there are certain times where it just doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Speaking of social media,
yes,
I have been on a cleanse on my calendar, which it leads me back to I had all my things listed down like one-off. So like what I'm trying to get rid of is one-off stuff. Okay. So like communication with people, they might not get text back from me now. Yeah. Right. They just, or it might be relegated like an hour a week. I'll just go through all my messages. Because I still got a lot of one-off stuff. Like there's too many interruptions in my day. And so like meetings like that are spread out, hate. Like I'm going to start stacking. And there's things that are going to cut out hardcore. Yeah. Like, so I am going to be setting up filters on messages. I might be deleting apps. Like I just need to focus on stuff and for a longer period of time. And right now, like I have meetings that are too spread out. Things like the podcast, don't worry, the podcast isn't going to cut, that just need to get it's not high value use of my time. And so I'm on this purge, dude.
Yeah.
I'm on this full out purge, trying to get back like 30% of my time.
I like it. Yeah. That's one thing that I always do when I get to upgrade my phone is I start with like no apps.
You do?
I'm like, let me just get the essentials. So I get like, like WhatsApp, Facebook, like my banking app, stock app, and like, that's about it.
I just try to go through all my apps like once a month and just like purge anything I haven't used that month.
Yeah. So fair enough. All right. Any not financial advice for the people?
Oh, yes. Okay. So, the bougie folks, they would get an 8 sleep mattress. Have you heard of these?
No.
Dude, you haven't?
No.
Oh, bro.
8 sleep
So
mattress.
Elon's talked about it. All these rich people have these mattresses. You're looking at like $2,500, very low minimum. You're really looking at like $5,000 plus if you want a good one. And what it does is regulate your body temperature at night and then like cool you or warm you up. It can wake you up with vibration. It can wake you up with heat. It can wake you up with cold. You can program it to your app. It's like the bomb, right? So there's no way in the world I'm going to spend $3,000 or $4,000 on a mattress. That's just not happening. Here's the hack. Here's the non-financial advice, all right? Look up, you don't have to do it now, BedJet, okay? BedJet, okay? So $600 is what I paid. I think $550. It might have gone up since then. Because I got like some sort of discount on it. I forget exactly how I got it. But it was like $600 or $700 or $500 or $600. And it is similar. It's not as smart. It's not smart in that it can't regulate your body temperature and it doesn't track your sleeping cycles and all the rest of it. It's not like where it's smart, okay? But it has a sheet that you put on underneath your mattress, and then you hook up the module to it underneath inside of like a vent, and then it can do air cooling or heating.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro, it's good.
Yeah.
Like I put that bad boy on. I set it at like 65, 64 degrees, like nice and cool. I like it cold. And I usually sweat a ton. It's not, and this is what the video that they made is probably 90% hype and promotional, but I believed it, so whatever.
Yep.
So, and it was like, look, it's not about cold, it's about ventilation. Because the reason you get sweaty is because you don't have any ventilation.
Fair.
So let's make this sheet that has like little holes in it, and they pump air through it, and then you actually feel like a little bit of like ventilation all night long. Dude, I'm telling you, I've done it for 2 nights. It's fire.
Dude.
I usually wake up sweating in the middle of the night. And if I eat later, especially if I eat like my big steak in the middle, like your body temperature goes up higher. So I've always in the past had my AC thing in my room and I put it to 61 degrees and I'll still wake up sweaty. And I'll get out of bed and be freezing cold. It's because I don't have ventilation.
Yeah.
So that's what we're working on. It's probably because I have cheap blankets too, but hey, we're rolling with it, dude. This is fire. I'm all about this.
Yeah. Well, they have a Memorial Day sale going on right now. Yeah. So
see, I don't need the 2-sided one, right? So I just get the basic. So I think I did the $429 and then I got the sheets. Yeah, the $99. That's all you need.
All right.
Dude, I'm telling you, you set it on your phone, what temperature you want. You have up and down, you have a timer on it. You can do all sorts of fun stuff.
I like it.
Yeah, dude.
I'm a big fan.
I'm telling you, it's the most bougie stuff ever, but you will sleep better. And the reason I got into this little kick was someone asked Kevin Johnson, is his name? The guy who's trying to live to like 1,000,000 years old.
Oh, yeah. I can't
Johnson,
remember.
the last name Johnson. Yeah. He was like, they were like, what's the one thing? If he could boil it down to one thing, what's the superpower? He's like, just sleep. Yeah. He's like doing all these crazy like cold plunge and like 70 pills a day. And he's like, just sleep. I'm like, okay, well, if he says that, I can't do all the other garbage, but I can sleep better. Yeah. So I'm trying to do that because I don't sleep very good.
Fair enough. I respect it. I like it. Maybe, BedJet wants to sponsor the pod.
Yeah, right.
Use code C-Suite.
All right, what's your
my non-financial advice is a YouTube channel called Charisma on Command.
Demand.
Is it on demand?
Oh, no, you might be right. You might be right.
Have you heard of this channel?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's Charisma on Command. Or on demand?
I thought it was on demand, but I could be wrong.
Maybe it's on demand.
Okay.
All right.
I know who you're talking about.
Charisma on Command?
Demand? I think it's demand. Oh, you're right. It's Command.
On Command.
Yeah,
Thank you. Charisma on Command. Oh, hail. So check it out. I would strongly recommend this for communication skills, for interviewing skills, and for leadership skills. So if you are communicating in a team setting, in a one-on-one setting, this is a fantastic YouTube channel. Very engaging because they will use like movies and TV shows for their analysis. One of my favorite videos that they've done, someone recently asked me, hey, I'm doing a lot of interviews. Like, how can I get better at asking questions? I was like, check this video out. It's actually a kind of deep dive on Sean. I can't remember his last name from Hot Ones.
Oh, yeah.
The wing show where he brings celebrities on. Yeah. He is a phenomenal interviewer. Yeah. So they do a deep dive on like how he got so good at interviewing.
I think I've seen that one. That was for a while back.
Yeah, it is.
That was good.
It's not one of their most popular videos, but it's fantastic. So if you want to work on your communication skills, your presentation skills, interview, whatever it may be, check them out. Charisma on Command.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's the pod.
That's the pod.